Good morning and welcome to our final meeting in this EIT Health Summit series. Over the past 10 days, we delivered you an exciting program of discussions and presentations and a range of networking opportunities. We looked at artificial intelligence in our first session and tried to understand how we can ensure that AI solutions are ethical, data compliant, and fit for purpose. We also looked at high-value care and how to restructure our health system to make sure that we work towards measurable outcomes that have the most impact and matter most to patients. And last Tuesday, we looked at new business models and how they support the development and growth of new digital health technologies. If you missed any of these sessions, you can rewatch them on demand through our website. Now, today, we will conclude our virtual summit with the EIT Health Catapult final and award ceremony. And to start things off, let's turn to Philippe Beck, CEO of EIT Health. Good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. I would say take it away for us.
Thank you very much. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the final day of our EIT Health Summit. That's our flagship event here that brings together the worlds of business, research, education, and of course, healthcare delivery to together discuss some of the most critical and relevant topics in healthcare innovation, as Anne-Marie has just reminded us. So now today I'm thrilled to announce that this day is entirely dedicated to the EIT Health Catapult final and its awards. So the Catapult is currently in its 5th edition. It's a training and pitch program that really boosts the development of top European health startups. It connects startups from the worlds of biotech, medtech, and digital health, and connects them to leading experts in the field, to international investors, allowing them all to hone their skills in everything from business models to working with investors and pitching. Now, there's of course competition in this, and this year we have 21 startups from across Europe that have made it to our Catapult finals. So today we will choose 9 winners who will receive a combined total of more than €1 million in funding, as well as the continued support of our EIT Health network to help all of them bring their solutions to market and eventually, of course, with that to European citizens and patients. So next to the contributions of our EIT Health partner community, I would like to just also take a moment to sincerely thank a number of the EIT Health Catapult sponsors, including NASDAQ, Amazon Web Services, L3S Partnership, the Vertis Group, the Alliance, and of course McDermott, Will, and Emery. So thanks to you guys for supporting us. Now, on to today's event. This morning, you'll be able to watch the startups pitch live to our panel of esteemed judges, and you can also vote who should be the winner on our audience award. And Anne-Marie is going to explain more about that and the tooling and how you can participate. We will then finish the award ceremony where we will find out who our winners are. Now, I wish all the startup CEOs really good luck. We will all do our best to make this technologically also very smooth. Digital events are a different sort of challenge. I'm not sure if there's something like Zoom fright or something that has been termed as opposed to stage fright, but I'm sure it exists. So I hope you're all enjoying the EIT Health Summit series, getting the most out of this online experience by attending as many sessions as possible and also becoming part of the conversation. If you have any thoughts, also feedback for us, do not forget to let us know. Also use our social media handles on the EIT Health Summit hashtag. So let's get started. I don't want to take more of your time. Let's listen to the startups, and I hand back to Anne-Marie to kick us off. Thank you very much, and good luck to everyone. Fingers crossed.
Wonderful, Philippe, and thank you, and also enjoy the show today yourself. Now, the EIT Health Catapult is currently in its 5th year of operation. It is a training and competition program that boosts the development and growth of European health startups by exposing them to top-level experts and international investors. The EIT Health Catapult startups are fast-tracked to become part of the EIT Health community of world-leading companies, international-class research organizations, and the EIT Health Investors Network. Please contribute to our conversation today. Engage with the content and interact with your peers through the chat function. Your comments will be visible to everyone, so please be polite and courteous to each other. We also have a very important job for you today, because you can pick the favorite of your finalists. The winner of the audience vote will receive the Alex Costa Audience Award. So please ensure you put in your vote during the show today. To do so, check out the voting option at the bottom of your screen. We'd love to hear your personal views, opinions, and experiences. And if you want to share anything on the social media externally, please use our hashtag EITHSummit. If you rather use your phone or a tablet to participate, you can simply scan the QR code that's on your screen right now, and you will also find this on our webpage. Now, I'm going to hand over to Kurt Hulle. He is EIT Health's Director of Business Creation, and he will be starting by introducing the 9 finalists that will be pitching today. Good morning, Kurt. It's lovely to see you.
Good morning, Annemarie. Lovely to see you too. Thank you. You see me thrilled about seeing and looking forward to see the pitches of Europe's most exciting startups 2020. And indeed, last year we had more than 1,000 people in the huge Palais Brongniart pitching live on stage. Today everything will be slightly different, but nevertheless, I think also that online edition will be very exciting. If you look back to the history of the Eit Catapult that started in 2016, we have supported many startups on their journey. 189 companies made it into the semi-finals or finals, and were extremely visible to our whole community. And I'm very proud on the number that still 98% are still in operations. 400 investors, even more than 400 investors, have been involved in the Eit Catapult and have interacted with our startups. And I'm also very thankful and welcome to all the investors that got back to me personally up front and told me that they are very much looking forward to today's event. We have involved in total 3,000, more than 3,000 healthcare professionals of all kinds of disciplines. So not only medical doctors, but also investors focusing on that area. So 3,000 people have been involved so far. The companies that we have supported that made it into the semi-finals and finals have raised far more than 200 million euro in the last years. And last but not least, also that is for a European institution, I think an impressive number. We get startups in the semi-finals and finals from 47 countries, almost 50 countries represented in the Eit Health Catapult. Now let's look into the prizes that we will award or that we partially already awarded in 2020. So today, there's 230,000 euro of prize money. But we also awarded already in the semi-finals 800,000 euro in-kind sponsorship prizes. So that was credits and in-kind services that are provided by our sponsors to the semi-finalists and the winners of the semi-finals. A very special prize will be given for the Alex Costa Audience Award. That will be explained a bit more by Niklas Holmberg today afternoon. And last but not least, all the semi-finalists and finalists have gone through very intensive mentoring and coaching sessions worth over 300,000 euro. Let's look into the process as such. It's a very intensive process. Startups apply in a written application, then the best ones are selected and invited to regional pitches in our 7 co-location centers. And then after they won the 7 regional pitches, so 2 winners per category, move forward to the semi-finals that are pan-European, that are also usually in different European countries. This year they were held online, of course. And the winners of those, so it's in total 42 semi-finalists split across the 3 disciplines and categories, and the top 7 of each category make it into the final. And in a pre-selection that happened already in the beginning of this week, only 3 out of those 7 are selected to pitch in today's live event. So we are looking forward to the 9 finalists that will pitch live today. And to give you a bit of an impression how that looks like, I want to show you a picture from last year, awarding the winner in the biotech finals, Sparing Vision. They succeeded to raise 44.5 million euro this year in October, right during our biotech Eit Catapult semifinals. So that was a great announcement that while we were having our semifinals, we could tell our companies pitching that the company that has won last year's competition was able to raise 44.5 million euro. And I'm super thankful and happy that Florence will also be with us today to announce today's biotech winner. But thus, I would like to take a step back. So we are supporting not only companies in that maturity level that have already raised 500,000 euro, but we are also supporting companies that are much more early stage, teams that come out of universities, postdocs, spin-offs from industry or also universities. We support them with creating a business model, and we have spoken about that in our session on Tuesday, creating a business model that is international right away, and that gets enough visibility to customers and our EIT Health partners from all over Europe. We have 5 bootcamps, and each of those 5 bootcamps is supporting 10 teams, 10 startups. So that's 50 teams in total. And each year we have a pan-European field trip where all the bootcamps and bootcamp participants come together. This year that also was online. And usually we bring them to all our partners all over Europe. And they pitch and pitch again 100 times their business model idea, and they get feedback to improve their business model continuously. And at the final event, there is the winners of all the individual bootcamps. They pitch their solutions, and there is a choice of the overall winner of all bootcamps. So one winner out of the 50 bootcamp teams. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Biel Glasses as the winner of this year's bootcamps finals. And they have been part of the Patient Innovation Bootcamp, which means patients or parents of patients think about solutions that make lives easier for those people. And we will see with Biel Glasses a very technical but also very helpful solution for the little patient Biel, and it will be presented by Saskia Mülheim. Saskia, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, we are Biel Glasses, a startup from Barcelona, and we're building smart glasses for people with low vision. The initial motive for Biel Glasses came from Biel. Biel is the son of the 2 co-founders, and he was born with low vision. This makes it hard for him to go downstairs, to cross streets, or even to recognize his parents. When his parents saw that there was no way for Biel's eyes to adapt to the world, they decided to adapt the world to his eyes. Low vision is a condition in which vision is permanently limited and it cannot be corrected by standard glasses, contact lenses, medicine, or surgery. There are over 200 million people in the world with low vision. The most disabling effect of low vision are the mobility problems. They lead to falls, injuries, dependence, and social isolation. This is how the final product will look like. We will produce aesthetic smart glasses that use the remaining visual field of people with low vision, improving their mobility and personal autonomy. How we do that is by using new technologies, such as augmented and virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and robotics. This slide shows how the glasses will adapt reality to patients' remaining vision and help people with low vision, or more specifically with peripheral vision loss, in different mobility situations. Regarding the competitive position of our device, nowadays the most used solution to improve mobility in low vision patients are still white canes and guide dogs, both of which have a number of disadvantages and are just outdated. Compared to other electronic glasses, we are the only one taking advantage of the remaining sensory capacity of the patient, meaning we can provide information about the environment in greater richness. Furthermore, our device focuses on improving mobility, a condition not addressed by other devices, and also taking advantage of additional features like zoom or image enhancement for an overall solution. Our team is made up of experts in business management, technology, medicine, and optometry. For example, we have Professor Sanchez, one of the leading low vision specialists in Spain. We are raising our Series A round in spring 2021, so get in touch with us. By supporting us, you're helping people like Biel to lead a normal life.
Thank you so much, Saskia. And Actually, I never have heard someone speaking so quickly, but still so clear and using the 2 minutes perfectly well. Now, from the boot camps, let's move to the health catapult. And we will start first with the biotech category. In the biotech category, we are not focusing on drug or vaccine development, which is very important, especially in the crisis right now, but usually extremely expensive. And at least in the past, it used to have much longer timelines and durations. In our biotech category, we focus on innovative ideas in life science that span from diagnostics to other topics like cell treatment. So for that, to take a good decision in there, you need a very distinguished and very well-educated jury. And I'm more than happy that we have a jury that includes both people with a strong scientific background, but also with a strong experience in finance. And let me start with Mehdi Ainouche. Mehdi, would be great if you could start introducing yourself.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Mehdi Ainouche. I'm a principal inside the investment team of Eit Capital. So Eit is a brand new player in the field of life sciences VC. We invest across European startups and also in the US. We have headquarters in Paris. We're also based in New York. We have a US footprint. We have actually closed the first 200 million fund, but we're actually targeting a final close by the end of this year of 500 million dedicated to biotech companies and also medtech, diagnostic, and e-health. And I'm very happy to be by your side. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Victoria Sanchez. I'm part of the investment team, the health team at Early Bird Venture Capital.
Thank you, Victoria. Next one.
Good morning. Very happy to be here. I'm with the European Innovation Council. I'm responsible for health and biotechnology. I've spent years in research in biotechnology and health. So the fact that this event is gaining exposure is something really remarkable. I'm very pleased to be here as a jury member.
Thank you. And the title that we used was wrong because that was Jordanis.
Jordanis, that's correct.
Next one, please. Who is next on? Can we see the slide deck? Or just go randomly? Who hasn't introduced him or herself?
All right, I'll go next. My name is Morten Jensen. I am the CEO of Copenhagen Bioscience Park in Denmark. We are the largest startup clusters in the Nordics, supporting around 650 startups. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Next one.
I can go next. Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Joanna, and I run MedCity's Angel Investment Network in London, UK, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jerzy Pichika. I represent a pharmaceutical company. I'm overseeing the preclinical development department when we develop and introduce to clinical development novel drugs. So I'm happy to be here with you. Looking forward to see the pictures.
Thank you. Thanks for introducing, and thanks for the jury to take your time today.
Thank you so much, Kurt. And of course, welcome to our jury and good luck on deciding who will be the winners today. Kurt, I would say, let's go to our first finalist and the first 5-minute pitch, which of course we will monitor very strictly. So 5 minutes is 5 minutes. Who will be our first contestant? Kurt.
Thanks, Annemarie. The contestant will be Iliana Lindemann. She is Commercial Director of GelMedics of the United Kingdom. Iliana, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine a treatment for chronic back pain that is widely accessible, doesn't require surgery, and lasts the whole of a patient's life? At GelMedics, that's the only thing we think about. I'm waiting for the octa-cue. Right, I don't think this is news to anybody here today, but chronic back pain is a major global public health problem. 80% of us are going to suffer with back pain at some point in our lives. There we go. 1 in 10 of these will have chronic pain. It's the #1 cause of disability worldwide, and we spend tens of billions on back pain annually. And yet for patients and clinicians in this space, the options remain poor. We need to do better for these people. And today I'd like to show you that we can. Now, I have to say that the clicker doesn't work, guys. Okay.
Just call the slide, please. Just call the slide.
Okay. Slide, please. Slide. Okay. Now, the current therapeutic approaches to chronic lower back pain only target symptom relief. They don't last long term or are prohibitively expensive. And that's a particular problem for about 30% of patients, slide please, that have moderate symptoms. For these people, not only are the options poor, slide please, but there is no gold standard treatment. Next slide, please. Now, this degeneration causes almost half of cases of chronic lower back pain, and in our estimation, that's about 230 million people worldwide. And out of these, 30% or 69 million are in moderate pain. I hope you appreciate I haven't rounded that up. So it's unsurprising that the intervertebral disc is a key therapeutic target in chronic lower back pain. Next slide. Next slide. And indeed, intervertebral disc devices have evolved in the last 2 decades, but they still fall short of what spine specialists and patients want and indeed need. And you can see the progression from hardware on the left to software implants in the middle to injectables on the right. The problem is that even with injectables, there's a high failure rate, particularly because of extrusion. We believe these products have failed because they have failed to truly invest in understanding thoroughly the underlying processes to disc degeneration. Next slide. Next slide, please. So this is where we've started at Gelmetics. We've started with truly understanding and investing in understanding thoroughly the underlying pathological processes to disc degeneration. In fact, our scientists that are world-renowned have dedicated their research careers to this. So we know that disc dehydration through a complex process involving breakdown enzymes leads to cell dysfunction, disc degeneration, and pain. Slide, please. Now, we also know that cell dysfunction begets further dehydration. Slide, please. So it's a vicious degenerative cycle. And to stop a vicious cycle, you need to intervene early. Now, with this focus on early intervention and disc dehydration, our polymer scientists have developed a game change in nucleus pulposus augmentation. Slide, please. Okay, our double cross-linked microgel, DXM, mimics the native water-carrying molecules called proteoglycans. So it brings hydration to the disc. It's injected as a liquid, but it cures to an NP-like consistency, so it restores load bearing to the disc. That's a game change. Now, it's non-invasive because it's injectable, and it will be accessible and cost-effective because it's identical to a common ambulatory procedure called discography, and it won't be limited to spine surgeons. Chronic pain physicians, rheumatologists, radiologists will be able to do this. A game change. In terms of the outcome, because the gel is not biodegradable, and we've tested it under 10 million cycles in the lab, 1 injection should last the whole of the patient's life. Game change again. And we found in animal models that it restores cell function. Game change. Next slide, please. We believe DXM will reposition the competition in the management of this disease. And that's because it will simultaneously be non-invasive, restorative, will provide long-term pain relief, and be cost-effective. Slide, please. At the moment, we're focused on kickstarting our first in human trials in December. Slide, please. And next year, we'll be seeking, slide, please. Next year, we'll seek a large round to enable us to complete our pivotal studies and pre-marketing. Slide, please. Gelmetics is building a world-class team to execute our product innovation and go-to-market strategies. I've already mentioned our scientists. I can only highlight a couple more people. Philippe, our CEO, is the former lead of Stryker Spine, Dr. Andy Wayman is the former Chief Medical Officer of Smith & Nephew, and Mayo Clinic have selected us for the Mayo Innovation Exchange. We're a UK-based company, but we're an international team. We've got French, Swiss, and I'm a Romanian. So get behind us to get behind this to help us deliver DXM to the market and create a solution for the hundreds of millions of people suffering with chronic back pain today. Thank you.
Well done, Gelmatics. And of course, that goes for our other pitchers today as well. Should the clicker not work, simply say slide, please, and our team will be as quick as possible to help you. Should anything happen, we'll add a few seconds to add to the 5 minutes because you had to wait a little bit. So well done on our first one. I would say, Kurt, where's the second one? Who will be pitching?
Thanks, Annemarie. And also sorry again to Ilyana, but I think you managed very well. The next one, the second one, is coming from Austria. Alexander Belcredi, the CEO of Phagomit. Alexander, good luck.
Thank you. There we go. All across medicine, we are moving towards targeted therapeutics, except in one area. When we try and kill bacterial pathogens, we still only have broad spectrum solutions, and that needs to change. My name is Alexander Belcredi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Phagomit. And at Phagomit, we've developed a synthetic biology platform that can kill any bacterial pathogen precisely. For example, meet Lisa. Lisa is a patient at the Charité in Berlin. She has a vaginal disease called bacterial vaginosis. And in bacterial vaginosis, the wrong kind of bacteria take over the vagina. And we can actually see that. The yellow that you see here are the bacterial pathogens that have formed a thick biofilm on top of Lisa's vaginal epithelial cells. Now, for Lisa, the problem is that she's had this biofilm for more than 3 years now. She has what's called recurrent bacterial vaginosis. And that's not only very unpleasant, it also carries high risks. Bacterial vaginosis increases the risks of contracting sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV and the risks of bad pregnancy outcomes. But the real problem is that every time Lisa takes an antibiotic, the result is this. The antibiotics that we have today cannot break up that biofilm, and the consequence is that frequent recurrence. Now, Lisa deserves innovation, and yet just 10 years ago, we would have given up at this point. We did not understand enough about the vaginal microbiome to make a difference, but today we do. We understand that the yellow that we just looked at is really one type of bacteria called Gardnerella. And we've developed so much in the synthetic biology field that we can design a targeted therapy. And that's exactly what we do at Phagomit. For bacterial vaginosis, we have designed and invented a small protein called a lysine that has two parts. A part that fingerprints the cell wall of the Gardnerella bacteria and binds to it, and a part that breaks open that cell wall, which kills the bacteria. It's both highly effective and highly precise, as we can look at, for example, here with our in vitro data. You can see on the left that a single dose of the lysine eradicates between 6 and 8 logs of bacteria. But on the right, you can see that that very same dose does absolutely exactly nothing to the good lactobacilli, the lactobacilli that every woman needs to have a healthy vaginal microbiome. Even better, we can take this back into the vaginal sample from Lisa, and you can see the difference. Our lysine completely eradicates the antibiotic-resistant biofilm. And this means it's potentially the world's first precision vaginal therapy, because what's left in red are the good bacteria, the ones that Lisa needs to restore her native vaginal microbiome. We believe this is a very exciting therapy and an exciting market. 100 million women across the globe suffer from recurrent bacterial vaginosis, 4 million in the US alone, and there is no real working therapy. So we think this drug has blockbuster potential. As a company, our vision is even bigger. With our lysine builder, we can build similar lysins for any bacterial pathogens by choosing from a library of binding domains and our library of cutting domains. And that means we can bring targeted therapeutics to any bacterial pathogen out there. We can benefit from the increasing insight into the microbiomes where we are regularly discovering new drug targets, and we can make an impact on the antibiotic resistance crisis, which is just getting worse. So what's next for us? In 2 years, we want to have our bacterial vaginosis program in a first phase 1 trial in bacterial vaginosis patients. In that same time period, we want to have selected the next 2 of our drugs that can move into clinical development. To do all that, we're now raising our Series A. We're looking for 60 million euros that will transition us towards a clinical stage company with an exciting pipeline of completely novel and targeted therapies. To do all that, we need to have a strong team in place, and we've already spent a lot of time on building that. We have a great management team in place with diverse backgrounds and biotech veterans. We have a fantastic board of directors led by Nell Moore, who used to lead the anti-infectives division at AstraZeneca and now leads the advisory board at Carvex. And we have great scientific advisors. Jack, Christina, Jane, and Werner together write the US and German treatment guidelines for bacterial vaginosis and believe together with us that our lysine could be a game changer for women like Lisa. But most importantly, we finally have a technology platform to bring targeted therapies to bacterial pathogens. Thank you.
Well done, the team of Phagomed, and well within 5 minutes as well. That is also an accomplishment. Kurt, who's our number 3 in this round?
Thanks, Annemarie. Number 3 is Magda Yonder, CEO of Euvera from Poland. Magda, the floor is yours.
Hello. It's a common summer scene on beaches around the world. A mother kneels next to his child and applies a thick layer of a sunscreen to their exposed skin. She probably read that every 2 minutes around the world someone is diagnosed with a skin cancer, and that every 10 minutes an adult died due to melanoma. But what probably she isn't aware of is that popular UV protectors could be the asbestos of the 21st century. Just recently, it has been discovered that they include the chemicals which may accumulate in human tissue, disrupt hormones, and even induce the skin cancer by DNA damage. What's worse, when you swim or shower, they are entering our waterways and destroy marine life and ocean biodiversity. That is why some specific Pacific Island countries like Palau have already banned certain sunscreens. Mexico, Florida, France, Hawaii will be imposing similar restrictions soon. But today, I'm honored to announce that Euvera has made the revolutionary discovery of next-generation UV protective substance that is safe for human body and ecologically friendly. The revolution comes with the specific discovery of cyanobacteria, which have mastered in the creation of the highest known UV protection compound. They had no other option, as 2 billion years ago, the Earth had no atmosphere and the radiation was simply cosmic. Initial lab tests have proved that our 100% natural UV protector is non-toxic and doesn't penetrate deeper skin layer. Its production, it's eco-friendly. We consume tons of the carbon dioxide and the sun rays in order to generate the oxygen and the fertile biomass as the byproducts. Our microorganism produces full range UVA, B, C protector. It has great stability and possesses also anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and anti-proliferative properties. We are targeting the multi-billion euro sun care market with the product that cosmetic companies has been searching for years. Now we are in talks with Sisley and J&J, who are vitally interested in our solution. And that is because we are the only one to produce healthy and convenient UV protective substance that outperform the product based on titanium dioxide and even more harmful chemicals, as well as the sun protection oils with the low stability and low sun protection factor. Next slide, please. To scale up quickly, we are focusing on 3 revenue streams: licensing of technology to cosmetic companies, selling of the raw UV filter to cosmetic producers, and the purified biomass to the agriculture and pharma industry. We expect to break even at the 23. Last year, we filed 2 patent applications for 2 bacterial strains. We won EIT Health Innosters Award, European Innovation Council Green Deal Grant, as well as we are supported by the Al Gore's Climate Reality Leadership Corps. Our outstanding team consists of international scientists and experienced entrepreneurs. As the business development team, we have developed 5 medical products, closed 3 global licensing deals, and several M&A processes with total value exceeding 500 million euro. On our board, we have also 2 world-renowned chemistry professors, along with the 20 senior scientists and experts who published in Nature and released several patents. We are planning to license our technology by the end of 2023 for the first cosmetic companies like Sisley and Beiersdorf. In 2024, we would like to enter markets in Asia and in North America. We've gathered already 3.5 million euro in capex to build our pilot biofactory. Now we are looking for 3 million euro to scale up and secure global requirements in case of the commercialization. Ladies and gentlemen, the way we live on Earth is sending biodiversity and our health into decline. The good news is that if we act now, we can still put it right. Our 100% natural UV protector addresses the strong need of the cosmetic industry and responds to the incredible demand of the next generation health product without changing consumer habits. Join us and let us protect ourselves and the planet with the power of evolution. Thank you.
Well done, Euvera, our last finalist in this category. And of course, congratulations to all of them for making it this far. I'm sure you gave our jury and the audience enough to think about. Now, the winners will be announced during our award ceremony later today, so please stay connected for that. And also make sure to keep track of all the projects because you have 1 vote to cast for the Alex Casta Audience Award. Let's move on to our second category, Medtech. Kurt, please tell us a little bit more about the jury and also the finalists.
Thank you. Thanks, Annemarie. And the Medtech category is a category that I like very much personally as an engineer. So here we talk about imaging, we talk about robotics, we talk about sensors. In general, we talk about hardware connected stuff. So very tangible, I would say. And of course, also in Medtech, you need experts that have that scientific background, that knowledge, both from an engineering point of view, but also from an investment point of view. And therefore, I'd like to introduce our jury and start with Veronique Vermeen. Veronique, please.
Hello.
Go ahead.
My name is Veronique Vermeeren. I am a principal investment manager from the fund IMEC Expand, located in Leuven, Belgium, and I personally focus on healthcare and medtech. I am very honored to be here, and I want to congratulate all of you for getting to where you are today, and best of luck to you.
Thanks, Veronique. Next one is David.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is David Comartin. I'm the CEO of Theracian, which is an image-guided robotic device in Paris. I'm also vice president at France Biotech and HTID for the Medtech section for both associations.
Thanks. Benedict.
Good morning. I'm Benedict Luhmann. Thanks for having me, Court and team. I'm a life science healthcare investor working for VI Partners out of Switzerland.
Thank you. Next one is Barbara.
Yes. Hi. I'm very happy to be here. Barbara Castellano. I'm working in Panacas Partners, a venture capital fund based in Italy, in Milan. We are investing in the medtech space.
Thank you. Rolf?
Hello, everyone. My name is Rolf Ernström. I'm a partner in Ventec Partners, an organization that helps startup companies to get grounded. But I'm also working as a chief scientific officer for Immunovia, a Swedish cancer diagnostic company.
Thank you. Jorge.
Thanks, Kurt. Hello, good morning to everyone. This is Jorge Posada. I'm from Medtronic Ibérica, Innovation Portfolio Manager in Medtronic Ibérica. I'm very pleased to be here with all of you.
Thank you. Last but not least, Jose.
Hi, I'm Rosette Agaibi. I'm the head of business development at EG Technology, a product design and engineering consultancy based in Cambridge, UK. And I'm very pleased to hear all the pitches and, good luck to all. Thanks.
Thank you.
Wonderful to see our jury from all over Europe joining us here today. I would say, Kurt, let's get things started in this category. Let's go to our first finalist.
Yes, I'm happy to announce the first finalist, and we go to France. In France, we have Anne Osdois, CEO of Gradient. The floor is yours, Anne.
Hello, my name is Anne, and I'm the CEO of Gradient, which focuses on developing a treatment for pulmonary hypertension. Slide, please. Slide. Slide. pulmonary hypertension is a devastating disease. It's a disease that is caused by a vascular constriction and remodeling of the pulmonary arteries. It has a huge impact on quality of life with patients that have difficulties breathing and just walking around. These patients feel miserable and they have a very poor median survival. There are about 7 million patients affected worldwide, and we at Gradient are focused on group 2 pulmonary hypertension, which is pulmonary hypertension related to heart failure. In this group of patients, pulmonary hypertension is an independent predictor of mortality, and in this group of patients, there is no approved treatment, meaning that there is no drug, no device approved to treat these patients and alleviate these symptoms. This is a group of patients representing about 200,000 new patients every year for a market over $1 billion a year. Next slide, please. What is also known in pulmonary hypertension is that there is a hyperactivity of pulmonary artery nerves. This is what contributes to elevating pulmonary artery pressures, hence the idea that by limiting the nervous activity, you could better control the pulmonary artery pressures. This is now supported by a strong body of clinical evidence as academic and industrial groups have been working on this topic with now proof of concept both in animal models and in the clinic. And given this preclinical and clinical data, pulmonary artery denervation appears to have a direct effect on vascular constriction mediated by sympathetic nerves. So if you know where these nerves are very precisely, and if you're able to ablate them, this will cause vasodilation in the pulmonary arterial vessels, and therefore a drop in pressures. Next slide. So what we are developing at Gradient is a transvascular ablation catheter based on ultrasound energy ablation, which is designed specifically for the anatomy of the pulmonary artery and for reaching these nerves, which we have very precisely mapped. This is a routine catheter technique, which will be deployed by interventional cardiologists in a one-time 30-minute procedure. Next slide, please. So we are developing both a catheter that you see on the left here, which is meant to provide a circumferential ablation, as well as the generator, which will be coupled to the catheter and will be providing the ultrasound energy. Next slide. Our development strategy and plan is very straightforward. We created the company earlier this year and have since then done extensive preclinical work to map these arteries as well as the nerves surrounding these arteries in order to write specifications and initiate our prototyping. You can see a very early prototype here, as well as build a strong team. We're now into a prototype iteration phase, as well as definition of our clinical and regulatory strategy with the aim of applying for an FDA breakthrough designation next year, and with the goal of reaching first in human, as well as raising a Series A in 2022. Next slide, please. We have a strong team of Medtech entrepreneurs with specific expertise both in interventional cardiology as well as in ultrasound. And we have the support from clinician founders from Stanford, as well as advisors who are KOLs in the field of pulmonary hypertension. Next slide. As a summary, we have a very ambitious project, which is addressing a high unmet medical need, again, with patients who have a very poor quality of life and short life expectancy. This is a space where there is a huge need for a device-based therapy, and we think we can accomplish that. We have very strong fundamentals for our projects, whether it's our IP, our team, our advisors, and we're working towards a first-in-human and Series A in 2 years. And for this, we're very keen to get your support. Thank you very much.
Great job, the team from Gradient. Now, Kurt, where are we going in Europe now?
Now we are going to Spain. And the next one is Javier Jiminez, CEO of Newborn Solutions. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited for being here. Thank you very much. Meningitis can kill in a matter of hours if not detected early. But as it has a relatively low incidence and it can present with very unspecific symptomatology, it made it very hard to suspect the disease. The risk for babies is high. Their defense system is still developing, they're weak, and they have limited communication capabilities. So how can a pediatrician tell whether this baby has meningitis or not? Because if so, urgent action needs to be taken. That's why protocols are conservative and indicate a lumbar puncture, for instance, in neonates with a fever in excess of 38 degrees Celsius. And they know 95% of these babies will not have meningitis. In up to 50% of neonatal cases, blood will contaminate the sample, lowering results reliability, leading to unnecessary antibiotic treatment and extended hospitalization. But one single case detected justifies all these inefficiencies. We can do better than this, and that is why we are developing Neosonics, the first medical device to non-invasively detect and monitor infant meningitis. The device is based on high-resolution ultrasound. It's based on the fontanelle of the head, the area where the bones are not closed yet, and at the push of a button, and thanks to unique coupling materials and artificial intelligence algorithms, it counts the level of white blood cells in the cerebrospinal fluid right below. Only in those very few cases where this cell count exceeds very well-defined diagnostic thresholds for infant meningitis, should a lumbar puncture be performed and appropriate treatment and hospitalization be provided to the patient. It is a unique, non-invasive cell counting device that will be used for triaging and screening, removing the negative and vast majority of lumbar punctures. All competitors are in the diagnosis phase, aiming and working heavily to reduce pathogen identification time from 2-3 days time as provided by the current standard down to a few hours or even minutes. But remember, they still need the sample to perform. The Neosonics device will also be used for monitoring patient response to treatment by tracking cell count decay, which should decay with a positive response. So you don't want to do repeated lumbar punctures anymore to get this information. The market is 1 billion euros and growing, and the growth potential is high, given the number of other infections in similar fluids with a higher incidence as compared to infant meningitis. We are particularly advancing on a peritonitis study on feasibility stage. We are also developing a value proposition based on data to further support diagnostic treatment, diagnostic and treatment decisions. It is an attractive market because of the number of deals that are given once market adoption has been shown and revenues in excess of about 5 million euros have been generated. We have identified those potential buyers with strategic interest in infections and or the technology. So how will we get to this point? We will reach strategic agreements with these industry-leading companies for commercialization with a global network of clients, first to attack the infant meningitis market and rapidly second-line markets because our core technology, IP, and regulatory strategy encompass all these other applications. And we know first, we will have to work with small medical device companies or even local commercialization agents to generate first sales and show market adoption. They will sell the device for 10,000 euros and the disposable for 50 euros, a pricing model that allows direct purchase from the department without requiring approval from central procurement, while allowing ample margins for our partners and ourselves. The role of our international KOLs is essential, not only for validating the technology, but also to accelerate market adoption, to generate state of opinion and promoting the introduction of our products. We have on board international advisors coming from industry-leading companies, venture capital firms, and investors with commercialization capabilities and intent to help us launch the product by 2023 and second-line products in subsequent years. We will break even in 2024, and we have projected 70 million euro revenue by 2026, with disposables accounting for 69% of this. But to get there, we need 3 million euros by 2022, when we'll obtain CE mark to get production ready to conduct a commercially oriented clinical study, to reach commercialization agreements and further protect our IP. Together, we will bring to market the new standard to non-invasively detect and monitor infant meningitis and other infections. Join us and make it count. Thank you.
Good job, Javier, from the team of Newborn Solutions. Yes, a name that says it all, I would say. Now, Kurt, our final finalist is coming from the Netherlands, if I'm right.
Indeed, very close to your home country,
Definitely.
And also, I know the finalist, or this finalist quite well, because Isbrand has joined our boot camps that I presented at the beginning of that session quite some years ago, and has developed his business plans back then. And obviously, these business model and these business plans work out well. So Isbrand de Lange is CEO from Still Technologies, and I'm very much looking forward to the current status quo. Isbrand, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Kurt. So I'm Eit de Lange. I'm the founder of Still, and I sometimes have shaking hands. I'm a bit nervous or hungry. However, this is nothing compared to what patients with Parkinson's disease have to endure in daily life. And I'm talking about their tremor, the involuntary shake in their hands. This is Tom. He has quite a severe tremor. It makes him have the most difficulties with eating, drinking, and writing. A tremor does not kill you, but won't let you live either. So there are 22 million people worldwide who have a severe hand tremor. Most of you will probably know it from Parkinson's disease, but actually the biggest group has essential tremor. So we've spoken to those patients and to the doctors, and they all say the same thing. Treatment has heavy side effects, only suppresses a little, or is very invasive. There's a big need for something new. Well, at Still, we're developing an anti-tremor brace that is suppressing the tremors of Parkinson patients. Together with people like Tom, we've been developing this brace for over 2 years. It will offer them the stability they need in their houses when eating, drinking, or for instance, cooking. So our brace makes use of the concept of noise cancelling to suppress the tremors. So a tremor is basically a vibration, right? So what we do is we apply an anti-vibration in the opposite way and thereby suppressing their shakes. This is actually what it looks like. Here you see again the same patient wearing our prototype device. When the blue light is turned on, this device will be actively compensating for his wrist tremors. In this video, we already reached up to 61% suppression, which is already better than what medication can do. So there are several competitors out there, but none of them are on the European market yet. And how we distinguish ourselves from our competitors is that we will instantly suppress the tremors, and we will never restrict voluntary motion due to our trade secret algorithm. The team consists of 8 members, of which 5 in the core team, with a proven track record in industrial design, electrical engineering, software development, and business development. Furthermore, we are supported by several advisors who can help us in medical, technical, and business fields. Among one of them is a key opinion leader in the Netherlands. So let's be realistic. We as a startup will never be able to target the entire world. So we will first focus and only focus on Western Europe and the US, which has 4.6 million people with severe hand tremor. Research has shown that approximately 75% of those patients actually want a new treatment. And we assume that initially only the early majority will be open to wearing a brace as a treatment. Well, we have done several marketing studies, and the first one showed that approximately 2/3 of those patients actually want to wear our brace as a treatment. And out of those patients, again, 50% said they were willing to pay up to €1,000 out of pocket for our device. This narrows down our target group to 550,000 patients in those countries. And if you take into account the customer lifetime value, this results in a 1.1 billion market. So our business strategy is phased. Initially, we will sell in Netherlands to patients directly, and to Germany to Sanitätshäuser, B2B, and lead generation will follow to patient ambassadors. The goal of this initial phase is to get a lot of brand awareness, market traction, and create real-world evidence necessary for the next phase, in which we will expand to Western Europe and the US. We will sell through distributors. Lead generation will also follow them through physicians then, and the goal of this phase is to reach over 10 million revenue by 2025. So in the past 2 to 3 years, we did a lot of effort on market validation and on business and on development. And we raised over 750K in non-dilutive funding. Recently, we established a 1.5 million euro R&D project together with Fraunhofer, which covers our R&D costs for the coming years. And we've sold our first commercial pilot. So right now, we're looking for a seed investment, 500K. That first of all, for executing our clinical study, which is already proven, getting a CE mark and finalizing production for the brace, and launching the brace to the Dutch and the German market, with the end goal of raising 250K revenue before 2023. Afterwards, we will raise a Series A investment for the expansion to Europe and US, and to make an exit by 2025. So in a little over 3 years, we got to this point. We established a solid team, we almost finalized the development, and we have over 150 patients in our database waiting for the brace to arrive. Join our cause and help us give these people back a stable future. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. You could hear the last seconds ticking away there. Good job as well by IJsbrand from Still. Now, again, some brilliant ideas and, of course, wonderful pitches for you to choose from. The winners will be announced during our award ceremony later today. And before we move on to our last category, I want to remind you to cast your vote in the Alex Costa Audience Award. And remember, you only have one vote for all the finalists. The winner of this award will have their logo displayed on the giant NASDAQ tower in the middle of New York's Times Square. So you can only imagine how many people will take a look at that. Now, Kurt, on to our final category already. There's 3 pitches waiting for us. Please introduce the jury and also our finalists.
Thank you. Thanks, Annemarie. So indeed, now we are coming to the 3rd category, digital health. As I did my PhD in computer science, that's also absolutely exciting for me. But we also have spoken about that category in our session on Tuesday. So we looked into artificial intelligence in that summit already last week. We talked about telemedicine, health applications. Yesterday, we also got, or on Tuesday, we got an explanation what's the difference between digital health and digital medicine, where we have real-world evidence on the outcome. And it's always exciting to see companies that are very, very strong in that field. And I think they will have a high impact on future healthcare. But again, also here, you need experts. You need experts from a scientific perspective. You need experts, especially there, also about the regulatory environment, the reimbursement, and you need experts about the investment opportunities and the validity of business plans. So therefore, I'm happy to introduce the jury, starting with Victoria Perwala. Victoria,
Hi
please go ahead.
everyone, I'm Victoria, venture partner at Digitalis, dialing in from London.
Thank you. Next one is Julian.
Hi, my name is Julian. I'm investment manager at HTGF, one of the biggest early stage investors in Europe.
Next one is Lucas.
Hello, Lucas from Warsaw, Poland, working currently in PFR Ventures, not more in my company, managing venture capital funds in biotech and medtech field.
Thank you. Iris.
Hello, everybody. My name is Iris, investment advisor for life science and healthcare at Business Union Gothenburg in Gothenburg, Sweden. Happy to be here.
Thank you. David.
Hello, this is David Lavajo. I'm Vice President Digital in GE Healthcare Europe. So it's a pleasure to be here with all of you today.
Thank you, David. And again, happy to have another jury member from EIC, Enrique.
Thank you. This is Enrique Cleverell. I'm at the European Innovation Council. I'm the program manager for medical technology, medical devices, and IT, medical IT. Great pleasure and looking forward to a great set of pitches.
Yes, that's wonderful to see all your faces here this morning with us, and good luck on doing your job, which must be very hard picking the winners in also this category. Now, Kurt, let's get things started. There's 3 pitches, 3 times 5 minutes. Who's up first?
Now we go south again. We go to Spain, and you will hear from Pau Rodriguez, CEO of MeThings. Pau, the stage is yours.
Hello. Imagine this is you. Somebody who you love is suffering a stroke. Time is brain. Every minute delay until they get treatment increases the risk that they can talk, walk, or even understand you forever. So you rush them to the hospital, and the first thing every hospital does is a neurological exam and an unconscious CT to discard that there is an hemorrhage. Then they need contrast medical imaging to see how damaged is the brain and if there is a clot. But there is a problem. More than 50% of the hospitals worldwide have access to contrast medical imaging, and those who do could reduce time to treatment if they wouldn't need it. So what we've built is an AI software capable to bypass the need of contrast medical imaging, reducing time to treatment from 30 minutes to more than an hour. Remember that every minute, more than 2 million neurons die. And like this, there are 7.2 million people that are diagnosed every year. With our technology, we will be able to save thousands of lives and disabilities worldwide, and we will be able to overcome the huge economic burden for healthcare systems and families. But how does the technology actually work? So this is an unconscious image. You cannot see the vascularity of the brain, and it's very difficult to see if there is a clot. On the contrary, contrast medical imaging shows how the blood flows in the vessels, and where it doesn't flow is because there is a clot. What we've done is do the same assessment with the contrast to an unconscious imaging, showing where is the clot and how damages the brain to any radiologist in the world. But more than that, we've built a communication system that will allow us to communicate and coordinate all the healthcare professionals and engage different hospitals. Our competitors are focusing contrast solutions that are not universally accessible. Some others are trying to focus in non-contrast imaging that they give qualitative understanding of the brain or can only identify specific kinds of clots. We are the only company that is capable to see and assess enough to be able to bypass the need of contrast medical imaging. We've proved so by publishing a paper at the American Heart Association, and we've validated with a much wider data set than our competitors, a higher accuracy, and analyzing a wider range of accusation. We've also won the gold medal at the Emirates Detection Competition of the Radiological Society of North America. Our technology is being proven at a major hospital in Spain, and in the next few weeks in several other hospitals in Europe and in the US. Also, we received letters of interest and even a grant of senior leadership of medical devices and medical imaging companies. But what about the business model? And here is different in Europe and in the US. Let's put an average hospital that has a price per diagnosis and a number of patients. Here we have an annual price per year. And then we can save at least 4 patients. In Europe, health economics, 50K cost per disability means that only saving 1 patient is worth the investment. In the US, they also get reimbursement for any new patient. So they get 28K per reimbursement in stroke. Again, only 1 patient is worth the investment. And also, now there is an add-on payment for AI software in stroke. Our go-to-market is focused on 3 key alternatives: direct sales, channel partners, and licensing to reduce time to market. And we got the interest of many competitors and either partners to engage and to profit these channels. We recently rose 1.8 million to have a market-ready product. Now we will be looking for 5 million once we get the approval from the regulatory perspective, and later on, additional 10 million. We have a board of directors with a proven track record in venture capital and entrepreneurship. We have advisors with a unique understanding of the space, and we have a team that has experience and are multidisciplinary, that focus on execution, and are supported by different consultants and part-time employees that are helping us in the process. To sum up, we have a clear medical need. We have a validated commercial interest. We have a unique technology and the best team to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Well done, the team from Methinks Software. Now, Kurt, who are we moving to next?
Now we are remaining south, just moving a little bit east, Italy. The next team is presented by Alessandro Monterosso, CEO of Patch AI. Alessandro, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. $2 billion. That's the cost of bringing new medicine to the market. And it takes up to 15 years. Why? Because pharma needs evidence. And pharma needs evidence through clinical research. But 85% of their clinical trials are delaying, also because of patients. Patients don't take the therapy as prescribed and don't follow rules. Evidence is flawed. This can cost up to $6 million every single day of delay for every single drug. Many trials collect data with pen and paper. Other digital solutions don't look much different. But patients still need to fill in questionnaires every day for 3 whole years, over 1,000 times. Would you? It's no wonder patient engagement is low. We envisioned a better way. We made the process interactive and turned it into a conversation. We made it adaptive and predictive. We made it more human. We are customizable and 4 times faster than our competitors in project delivery. Patch AI is an AI-powered solution that collects behavioral and health data that helps to adapt our virtual companion to the needs of the patient. Patient responds by providing more robust health data, and this health data keeps clinical teams up to date with predictive analytics in real time. Patch AI adapts to the level of engagement of the patient. When the compliance is high, you are rewarded. When the adherence is lower, Patch AI helps you get back on track. When the patient is not compliant, Patch AI supports you in an empathetic way. We are an AI conversational platform that's modular and configurable for clinical studies, so clinical research, as well as standard clinical practice. The platform personalizes how data is collected and promotes patient engagement. Therapy adherence is boosted by medication reminders and gamification rewards, as well as symptom reporting. Data collection is empowered by device integration, video visits, and also we reward patients with virtual badges. As a result, better data collection, better clinical decision. But do we really engage? Pen and paper gets an adherence of 11%. Our competitors can get up to 80%. Patch AI gets a 95% of daily adherence. To give you an idea, 1% in adherence increase might get save over 300,000 euros per year. Our most recent success story is Roche. We launched the first digital solution in Italy for all oncology patients. We're also working with Novartis, collecting real-world data for a breakthrough therapy in neuroscience. During our first year in the market, we'll work with 2 out of the top 3 global pharma. Our revenues will reach $500,000, and we're working on broader scalability, reaching Series A next year and becoming a digital therapeutic to steer toward the global scale. Our market is almost 20,000 potential projects per year that are worth over 7 billion. And in 5 years, we aim to get 80. As of today, we raised around 1 million euros, and we're currently raising a seed plus, and I'm glad to announce that has been 100% committed. We're a team of 20 people made by doctors, scientists, nursing, and tech nerds. Join our mission to revolutionize care pathways and clinical research by engaging patients at every step of the way. Thank you.
Wonderful and well done, Patch AI from Italy. Kurt, who are we meeting next?
Now we are going on a long flight from Italy to Finland. So we will hear Timo Heikkilä, co-founder and COO of Puppet. Timo, good luck.
Thanks, Kurt. Puppet makes medication connected. Why? Because this solves 2 big challenges. Challenge number 1 is with the patient. 50% of patients do not take their medications correctly. That's every second person. Taking medications requires too much effort. There's no easy way for the patient to track how they take medications. The second challenge is with the industry. They want patients to take their pills. Every pill not taken means lost revenue. So one option is smart packaging, but today's packaging is analog. Changing it is a lot of work and super expensive. The current situation is costing the industry over $630 billion every year. What if medication would be digital and connected? Puppet does exactly that with a simple solution to thousands of medication brands. Puppet is easy to use with any solid drug that comes in a blister pack. That's 80% of solid medicines. Hypertension, birth control, type 2 diabetes, the list is long. A solution has 3 parts, a device, an app, and a cloud. The Puppet Sense device detects with our patented technology when a medication is taken, like this. When a tablet is taken, we seamlessly use Bluetooth to send the info to our medically certified app. The app reminds the patient only if they miss a dose, so no needless alerts. And the app sends this anonymous data to our cloud. And from the cloud, we can send messages that educate and guide the patient like this. And POPIT is already usable for millions of patients and not just for clinical trials. We have a small team, but we've done big deals. With Pfizer, we have a European-wide agreement and are continuously deploying to patients in new countries. The potential value of that one medication contract over the next 3 years is 8 million euros. So this is not a project deployment, but scalable business. With Novartis, we're supporting medications in neurology globally. And after the semifinals just last month, we have already announced a new deal, this time with Almirall. With Almirall, we are supporting a medication where adherence is notoriously difficult. We also have over 20 other pharma negotiations in the pipeline. So POPIT is getting traction. Let's see why. In an ongoing collaboration with our customer A, the baseline adherence is 55%. POPIT is able to bring this up to 80% and above. Now, with this 25% improvement, we're contributing to new revenue, new data, and ultimately healthier patients. The improvement also represents a sales upside of over $12 million per year for this one medication. However, all of this would not work if patients wouldn't get value from the product. Connected medication benefits especially the patients. She takes the right dose at the right time. She responds to the drugs better, and she doesn't end up in the hospital because she didn't take her pills. We connect her to the healthcare professional who can now see what patients are doing remotely. We asked some of our users how they like it. 100% said the solution had improved their medication taking. That's unbelievable, but 100% true. We have very high engagement and customer satisfaction. Now, the medication market is worth over $1.4 trillion. We've started with the expensive medications, but we don't want to stop there. To scale to millions of patients, our strategy has always been to next drive into the mass market, like diabetes medications. But at the same time, we're expanding. Connected medication benefits pharmacy chains and benefits insurance. So there is competition, of course. Take, for example, free reminder apps. The tens of pharma companies we've spoken to have told us that their patients are tired of the constant reminders. So they came to us because POPIT has no needless reminders. It's automatic and validated to reduce missed pills. And above all, this is really important, to work with POPIT, they don't need to change the packaging at all or the way of working. Our business model is simple. We sell devices to the sponsoring company. We charge a recurring fee per medication per country, and we're starting to monetize on the data. Last year, we made 170K, this year over 300. We already have recurring revenue from pharma. POPIT is not easy to replicate. We have a US patent, a patent pending in Europe, and there's more to come. Our team has expertise from a wide range of industries. Some of us developed a smartwatch and a service for the elderly, while others exited their previous companies to a stock-listed CRO. It's time medication was connected, because that's how we solve the two big challenges with the industry and with the patient. Thank you.
And that was our last and final finalist, the team from POPIT in Finland. Now, again, some brilliant pitches that we were allowed to watch here, and also you can cast your vote, as will the judges. So please cast your vote for the Alex Costa Audience Award. To do so within an hour, because that's when the voting will be closed. After a short networking break, the rest of today's session is dedicated to showcasing a selection of projects from the Eit Health Catapult projects that didn't quite make it into the top 3. This is your chance to learn more about some of the most innovative startups in biotech, medtech, and digital health. Let's take a look at who you can meet. From 1 o'clock till 1:30, you can meet the companies Good Gut, Lineo Bio, Medicia, and CQ Technologies. From 1:30 till 2, the medtech startups to meet are Aortix, Zoan Biomed, Paragraft, and Sentinel Biosensor. In our final session, from 2 to 2:30, the digital health startups are BrainScan, CardiLink, SmartSoft, and SpotLab. After that, we will go to our award ceremony and announce the winners. So make sure you stay connected to hear the results. I'll see you soon.